Was Marc Guehi fortunate to remain on the pitch yesterday after this foul on Liverpool's Mohamed Salah? Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to centre around that very question being asked, as we are now in the aftermath of yesterday's 2-1 victory for Manchester City away at Anfield against Liverpool, in which Erling Haaland was the hero of the day, scoring a late dramatic penalty in a game that was full of drama and VAR controversy. And this was just one of the incidents that occurred. But it's a big one to talk about. It is a big one to talk about. It's one that I didn't really talk about in my reaction yesterday, but it is something that has irritated me more and more, and especially the more that I've watched it back. It has definitely irritated me to a point where I need to talk about this. Before we get into this talking point, along with all the other controversies of yesterday, I would like to remind you all, please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always sound very greatly appreciated. Do you agree that maybe Guehi was fortunate, or do you think that Liverpool were not robbed in the slightest? Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling. Your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, will make for great interest in reading down below in the comments section. So please do use and abuse that comment section, people. And without further ado, let's get on with the conversation at hand. Let's talk Marc Guehi, Liverpool versus Man City, and the dramatic game that played out before our very eyes at Anfield yesterday. First of all, let me just say, what I'm about to say is not the be-all and end-all as to why Liverpool lost. This is not the be-all and end-all reason. We didn't just lose just because City had 11 men still on the pitch. We lost because City took their chances and Liverpool didn't. Liverpool had a better second half than in the first half, but at the end of the day, they just did not take their opportunities and their chances when it mattered most, and that is the difference maker. That is what was the difference in between the two teams. Liverpool did not take their chances. City did. City were clinical. It is what it is. It is what it is in terms of that score. City were deserving winners on the day. But even so, we still need to talk about this. Because I know a lot of people will say, well, you're a Liverpool fan, you're obviously going to try and back Liverpool. You're obviously going to try and find a scapegoat, or try and find some way of trying to cushion the blow of a loss or whatever. No. We lost yesterday. I'm over it already. I understand it. I know that we're in the mud. We're in jeopardy. All of that stuff. But we still need to talk about this, especially because I've tried to make it a thing on my channel where I try and be as consistent as I can when calling out referees and VAR. And this is just another incident. The situation at hand yesterday was Salah is racing through on goal. Ball gets slipped in behind the City defence. It's going through to Salah, and he is dragged back by Marc Guehi. Now, I thought Guehi was absolutely outstanding yesterday. I thought he was unbelievable yesterday. Again, rubbing it in the noses of the team that he realistically should have been playing for in the summer, or at least in January. But Liverpool decided not to go back in for him in January after his deadline day in the summer move was collapsed at the end of the transfer window. Really, really rubbing it in our faces that he should have been in a Liverpool shirt rather than a Manchester City one. But I digress. He was absolutely outstanding yesterday. There's no doubt in my mind about it. Guehi proved why he is one of the most consistent and best defenders in the Premier League right now. But this was just one small blemish on that performance yesterday. The one small blemish on that performance yesterday. And I think he got really fortunate. I really, really do on this. I really, really do on this. I thought he got really, really lucky to remain on the pitch here. Because it's a clear goal-scoring opportunity, in my opinion. I think it is. I know obviously a still shot doesn't exactly tell the entire situation and story, but without the pullback, Salah's getting on that ball and Salah's getting a shot away. That to me is a goal scoring opportunity. I've seen players get pulled back further up the pitch that's not been given as a red card. Does anybody remember the Liverpool one against Chelsea last year? A day after Gabriel did it to a was it Gabriel or Maitland? No, Maitland. I can't remember who it was for Arsenal, but an Arsenal player. I can't remember who it was now, top of my head. He did it to the Bournemouth striker. I think it was Evan Nilsson. A day later, a Chelsea player did it. I think Mickey van der Ven did it to a Crystal Palace player. There have been a number of opportunities, a number of moments like this where it's been very 50-50. It's been very much red card to the Arsenal player, yellow card to the Tottenham player, yellow card to the Chelsea player. And these situations are... I hate them. I hate this category that we've now created thanks to VAR. VAR has 3 categories. It is definitely yes, definitely no, and this grey area in the middle, which is whatever the on-field referee decision is. And the on-field referee decision could be right or wrong, but it just doesn't matter. But VAR was brought in to correct those decisions. But we hide behind this clear and obvious grey area ridiculousness that I have been calling out for so long that I hate this particular category. It should be binary. It should be either stonewall yes or definitely no. But instead, we have those 2 categories and this big category in the middle of whatever the referee on the pitch says. And that should not be the case. Because in this situation, again, I feel like if the referee gives a red card, they don't overturn it. They hide behind this grey area of clear and obvious, and in this situation, they hide behind this area of dogso. Direct goal-scoring opportunity. Which I think it is, by the way. I think it is. I think Salah's getting onto that ball. Even though Gary Neville on commentary was basically pleading pretty much with anyone and everyone that would listen about how Salah was definitely not getting onto that ball. It's a foul outside the area, but Salah's not getting on the ball. The red card shouldn't be given there, all of that kind of stuff. He was definitely getting on that ball. And let's face it, with the way that the ball is going towards goal, it's got a diagonal kind of spin on it. He's getting a shot away. He is getting a clear shot away. Like, how much more clear and obvious of a goal-scoring opportunity can you get on this? And as far as what the matchday official page said about why it wasn't a red card, about a covering defender. What covering defender? Salah's one-on-one with the goalie at that point. There's a covering defender in shot there. But that's it. Like, I'm not being funny, but that's like that's clear. That's a clear route to goal. That's a clear route to goal that has been stopped and obstructed by the obvious and cynical foul of Marc Guehi. I'm sorry, but that's it. I don't get it. I don't get what more you need to see from that. I don't get why this has happened. I also find it pretty ironic, by the way, that we are a week removed from Man City versus Tottenham, where there was major controversy in that game. And after the game, Roger came out, called out referees, said that they need to make these kinds of decisions. And then this situation goes in City's favour. I that might be coincidence. And of course, as we know, referees are terrible. The officials using VAR are terrible. Altogether, the PGMOL is an absolute farce and a joke of an organisation. But I just find it a little bit coincidental that they call it out and then they get a big moment like this go in their favour. I'm just saying, it is what it is. It is what it is. What also got me about this is that a similar incident like this occurred in the first half. Mo Salah again was brought down in the penalty area. Now, he does go down a little theatrically in the first half. But it's in the penalty area by Bernardo Silva, who does the exact same thing as what Guehi does. Make it make sense with how consistent you want to be. Like, is it just because this one happened outside the penalty area you didn't give it? If it happened in the penalty area, would you be saying definitely not a penalty? I don't personally get it. Because this is the same thing that obviously Szoboszlai got booked for and red carded. And I know that obviously there was no goalkeeper in this situation with Szoboszlai and Haaland rather than there is here with Guehi and Salah. But it's still about the direction the ball is going in, where the players are running to, and what kind of line of sight the players got on goal. Salah's getting a shot off. Same way that Haaland probably would have if he wasn't trying to be somewhat a little bit unselfish in Shirky's favour. Because otherwise, Haaland would have just exploded with pace, got to the ball, and just tapped it in just to make sure. He was trying to obviously let that ball go in for Shirky right at the end. I'm just finding it so weird, these fleeting pulls and all of this kind of stuff. It makes no sense to me. And when you throw in this kind of situation where it's like, is he the last man? Doesn't that mean anything? I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it at all. And whilst we're talking about the major controversial moment right at the end, I did mention yesterday that I thought Szoboszlai was going to be missing 3 games. Apparently, he's only going to be missing the Sunderland game because there's like a technicality to the red card rule in which he hasn't broken because it wasn't like deemed a careless or reckless challenge that he made. So luckily, he's only been missing the Sunderland game midweek, so it's only 1 game, which thank God for. Thank God. I mean, I would rather him be there for the Sunderland game, but at least it's just 1 game rather than the 3 that I was previously worried about. As I mentioned before, Szoboszlai is getting to that ball nonetheless. Something like Haaland being there just kind of puts him off a little bit, and he obviously is trying to get beyond Haaland to clear the ball. Again, similar to Salah, Szoboszlai is getting to that ball, so he's definitely going to clear that ball, right? So he's technically covering himself, right? I'm just saying, if you're going with this whole covering defender stuff and you realise that Szoboszlai is definitely going to get to the ball, to clear the ball, which is why you deemed Haaland's challenge on Szoboszlai a foul in the first place, then how is that a red card for Szoboszlai, but this isn't for Marc Guehi? Again, the consistencies and everything is just... It's just crazy. Look, I don't get it. I think this is another major error from the PGMOL. I think this one is getting overlooked because of obviously what happened with the Shirky goal and with Haaland and Szoboszlai getting sent off. I think this moment is getting a little bit overshadowed and a little bit overlooked. But for me personally, I think Marc Guehi was very lucky to stay on the pitch. And I think he even admitted himself that he was very fortunate to remain on the pitch and that he actually could have gone and got sent off in this particular moment. I think he's lucky. I don't know whether that would change the game or not. I know it was 0-0 at the time, and obviously, you know, it probably would have done. It probably would have changed the game in some way, shape or form. Whether that would have changed the result, I don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know. But, like I say, integrity of the game being ruined each and every single week by the officials and people that we're meant to put in neutral positions to officiate the games. And they're not covering themselves in much glory. Like I say, there's a lot of inconsistencies there. There's a lot of weird stuff, and I'm sick of talking about it every single week, but here we are. Those are the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys are thinking and feeling, though. Let me know in the comment section what you made about this moment, about the Salah penalty in the first half under the challenge of Bernardo Silva, and, of course, the moment at the end with Ryan Shirky. Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling down below in that comment section. Talk to me, people, on these situations, because I'm sure what you have to say will make for growing interest in reading. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I will see and speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.